Have you read Judges 14? Did you ever do anything that didn't make sense to your parents? Or it may have been your own grown children who have made decisions that you didn't understand. If so, you can relate to this story about Samson. Here we are in Judges chapter 14, beginning in verse 2. He went back and told his father and his mother, I have seen a young Philistine woman in Timnah. Now get her for me as a wife. But his father and mother said to him, Can't you find a young woman among your relatives or among any of our people? Must you go to the uncircumcised Philistines for a wife? But Samson told his father, Get her for me. She's the right one for me. Now his father and mother did not know this was from the Lord, who wanted the Philistines to provide an opportunity for a confrontation. At that time, the Philistines were ruling Israel. Samson took a trip and came back and wanted to get married to a foreigner who happened to be their enemy. Samson was convinced she was the right one. She looks good to me, is how it's worded in a couple of the other translations. When someone, especially our own children, is about to make what we consider a poor choice, we try to speak some sense into them. And that's what they did. The writer not only records the conversation between Samson and his parents, but he also adds the insight from God's perspective. There was nothing in the situation that would cause the parents to think it was a good idea for Samson to marry a Philistine woman. And before we take the side of the parents, the writer tells us that this was from God. In other words, God made sure Samson and this Philistine woman would cross paths in Timnah. She would be the key for Samson to have victory over the oppressing nation of the Philistine people. Sometimes what we know is not enough. There is nothing here to fault the parents for as they sought to persuade Samson not to marry the woman. They were adhering to the law. Yet God had a plan they could not see. God has plans that we don't see. God has plans that we don't often understand. God's name was glorified through Samson. God still seeks to glorify his name. Keep reading, encourage others to read, and expect to find more gems to help us live like Jesus. Thank you.